Yep. Testing.
Check, 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 check.
I can hear.
Loud and clear.
Yep.
Welcome, everybody, into the Golden Bear Network. Nathan Griotti and Coach Dunn here with you. The regular season finale for these Bears. Coach, it's been an up and down season. We start at the beginning. We saw a couple of close games, and the team was looking at almost a losing record, and that's not the normal around here. Right, and then the last 3 games, it's been a 3-game winning streak, and the Bears have been rolling both offensively and defensively.
And we need to do that tonight too, because the way I understand it, if we win the region title. But this 2-7 team is a lot better than their 2-7 record. So we got to play some football tonight. So because a loss puts us traveling in the playoffs next week.
And we will be playing another region. Again, like Coach said, if we win tonight, regional champs once again in Holy Innocents. New region, new classification. The Bears still stand at the top.
That's right.
But they have some work to do tonight
against
a talented team with, like you said, Coach, their record doesn't really doesn't really show who they are. They've put up some really close games against very similar competition, the same competition that we have, and they 20-7 against Westminster, and we lost 15-14 against Westminster. I mean, listen, that's not a ton difference. This region has been very competitive all year long. It's been back and forth close games. Southwest DeKalb, who's at the bottom of the region, they put up 34 points against us. We had to squeak by and have a comeback victory, 36-34. So there's all kinds of stuff that's going on in this region. But we know Hapeville Charter. You were talking to them, and they played some really tough competition, right? When you were talking to Coach Winter.
Yeah, they went down to Lee County for one. It's like, what are they, 6A, 7A? I don't know how big they are. Played them well. As a joke, someone asked me who they played, and I said, Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee.
That's right.
Maybe not that tough, but they are battle-tested would be the point to that story. And so we've got and like you said, this region is very versatile. At the start, everybody said, well, it's going to be Westminster or us. I said, well, that sounds good. But then all of a sudden, Miller Grove beat Westminster. Stevenson was 3-0 before we beat them. Yep. Southwest DeKalb had their shot against us. Absolutely, they fumbled late in our red zone. And you look at each game, and who knew our most one-sided game would be against Stevenson, who was 3-0 at the time.
And they were favored by almost 10 points coming into Baker Field last Friday. And again, the Bears seemed, we'll just call it ready. We'll call it ready for it. The Bears were ready for it last Friday, and they put it's a good old-fashioned whooping sometimes, right? And that's what it is. It was a 42-14 game, and Stevenson only had 14 because we fumbled in the middle of the field. So our defense last week against the favorite at that point of the season only let up 7 points last week. Right. So this defense, again, is top 10 in all of 4A football in the state of Georgia this year. They're only allowing less than 2 touchdowns, to be exact, 13.68 points. Right. But they're allowing less than 2 touchdowns on the season so far. And it's been, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, what we thought was potentially an issue coming into the year, this defense, they've come and stepped up this year and been the strength of the team so far.
I'll tell you another thing that stood out last week. Obviously, Zach Jackson had a career, but the offense and defensive lines last week, they kept running the ball, and our defensive line had 3 guys on the ball carrier. I think they broke 1. But other than that, I was glad to see that they kept running the football. Of course, back to Zach, he intercepted 2, and then he caught 2 touchdown passes.
So he had a few big catches last week.
Yeah, the ball was his.
And the Bears take the field with their Saturday night black tops and white bottoms with their white helmets, and they are looking like they are ready to go. With Miller Grove again, kind of looking a little bit like Notre Dame here with the golden domes, the white tops, or maybe Army. Army has these.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or Navy, excuse me. Navy has these very similar uniforms too, with the blue bottoms and gold helmets.
Blackout senior night is what the deal is, and so they put it around school about Wednesday, what to wear, what not to wear, and I usually screw it up, but it was a whiteout. It was a whiteout last week, I think.
Yeah. And Bakerfield is a special place, right? We love broadcasting from Bakerfield. We were out on the porch this time and got to overview. It was a beautiful day outside. It was just a fantastic atmosphere last week, and then we come again into senior night tonight. But again, this is not an easy game, so don't let the records fool you. The 2-7 Hornets from Hapeville Charter coming in 2-2 in the region, and the Bears 6-3 overall, 3-1 in the region. A win. And they host, and they win the regional title once again. And the Bears would love nothing more than that. And the Hornets would love nothing more to come in on kind of a sleepy, slow Saturday night. It rained a little bit, to set the atmosphere. And they would love nothing more to come in and spoil a potential regional title here for the Bears.
Well, we've had another tough opponent this week at our whole school. It's called the flu and the crud and the cough and the sinusitis and the sore throat. And I think we had 50 kids out one day.
Man, oh man.
So it hit us hard.
It's been everywhere. It's been everywhere.
I call it the homecoming hangover.
That's right.
Last week was homecoming, and everybody was excited for like 7 days straight. And the bodies cried uncle.
Graham Forgy will kick off in that typical spot right where the R is. And that is a touchback, and we'll see this Bears defense very early on here. And Coach, again, this defense has been stingy, but the leading tackler, Jacoby Murray on the defensive side, but the leading rusher on the offensive side is Jacoby Murray. So that kind of gives you an idea of the versatility that we can see from him tonight. But Cam Perry stepped up big time last week. We mentioned his name 3 or 4 different times. So we'll see what the Black Tops can do here for the Bears tonight.
I'm hearing this team throws it a little bit more than Stevenson does. They have more of a balanced pass to run ratio.
And first play, good defensive pressure there. Devontae Reese on the carry for the Hornets. And again, Marcus Tutt, the leading rusher here for the Hornets on the season. He averages about 75 yards on the ground per game. We'll see a lot of Cedric Hill, the quarterback here for the Hornets as well. Second play, they fake the reverse. Quarterback nowhere to go. He ditches it out to the flat, up to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26-yard line, so they'll get 6 there. On second down, it'll bring up a third down and around 4 yards. Coach, pretty good coverage there on the back end. And you give it out to that flat route as kind of your safety net.
Yeah, because he had all kind of time, but our corners and our secondary was on it.
So this is a little slower pace of an offense, right? They're huddling. They're still spread, right? They still have 4 wide receivers and the running back, but they're a little slower pace than what we've kind of seen especially with Stevenson last week.
Yeah, they were up and down. There it is.
Quick out and nowhere to go. Great coverage out there by Joey Holiday as well. The pass goes a little bit wide, and just like that, the Hornets will punt the football.
Good start.
Again, you can see they really like to spread not only a spread formation, but the wide receivers really wide on the field and kind of making you work. It's very similar, honestly, to Tennessee's offense. The University of Tennessee's offense, they really spread you out, but not just 4 wide receivers. It's all the way out to the sidelines to make you cover all 50 yards across. Drew Bomar will be back to receive the punt. Low snap, and they just get it off.
You're right about that.
And the Bears just about come up with a fantastic block there, but they'll let it go. Still pretty good field position. The Bears will start at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, he did a little Houdini effort to get that punt off. He had to turn sideways and sort of rugby punt it, because if he'd have gone straight on, that would have been deflected right back at him.
And it didn't look like he was in much of a hurry. He saw the guys coming, and he still just kind of took his time, and off it came. But
he got a good bounce out of it, though.
He did.
I didn't do the numbers, but it's probably a 40-plus yard punt.
So here comes William Wright in this Bears offense for the first time here tonight. Again, Jacoby Murray, the leading rusher here, even though kind of a part-time running back, 11 touchdowns on the year, 61 attempts, so pretty high percentage. There's Nehemiah High. Kind of the workhorse back in the backfield, getting a lot of those carries and getting a lot of the tough yards, as they say, between the tackles.
Yes, he does.
But he got about 5 yards there on first down.
Whether it's Stephen Jones or Nemo in that slot, they get a lot of carries.
And Stephen Jones, even though he's been injured a couple of times this year, still second on the team in carries, second on the team in yards, so very productive out of that backfield. So they'll give him 4, so second down and 6. And Williams going to keep it, and he gets clobbered by about 4 or 5 different defenders there. Probably got back to the line of scrimmage maybe. Devontae Reese on the tackle. So 3rd and 5 now for the Bears. Zach Jackson will head into the game, and again, we briefly mentioned him, but what a game he had last week. I mean, man, he wanted to perform in front of that Baker Field crowd, and boy did he ever. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Had some amazing plays last week, really showing what he can do. And Williams going to pitch it out wide.
He's got room.
There's Bomar, great block.
Boy, yes, it was.
And he's gone down the sideline. 1 man to beat. 10, 5, touchdown, Drew Bomar.
37.
Was 63, 63-yard run by Drew Bomar. And that'll get the crowd fired up and ready to go. And again, that's what Drew Bomar can do when he's in the game and healthy. He has that potential to do that every time he touches the football.
He's like three players. He can block, he can run the ball, he plays good defense, he can play special teams, which we've already seen him out there on special teams.
And Nick Morgan with the lead block.
Yeah,
he had a huge one last week as well. If you remember, we wanted to point out that lead block. And Nick Morgan was fantastic last week as well. And he laid a fantastic block there on that one as well to spring Bomar, and Forgie's extra point is good.
Yeah, if you take that block away, that's a gain of 8. He would have got the first down.
Sure.
But we'd have the ball somewhere around 40 or 50 yard line.
Not a 63-yard touchdown run up the right sideline on the third offensive play of the game.
Yeah, that was a big block.
And again, that is exactly how this team starts. And again, this is like when we see something like that, and you go back to some of these games like Westminster, and you go back to Pace, and you go back to some of these games near the beginning of the year, they just weren't there. Right? They weren't getting those big explosive plays. But when you have Drew Bomar in there, when you have Zach Jackson making plays, that's what this offense is centered around. They lull you to sleep with those 1, 2, 3, 4-yard carries up the middle. And then, boom, out you go for 60 yards.
It's all about peaking at the right time, Coach. That's what it's not like we say in running. It ain't how you start; it's how you finish.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And Forgie will kick off here with the Bears' 7-0 lead. This one a low line driving kick taken at around the 12-yard line by the Hornets. He has a little bit of space.
Yeah, he does.
And he finally gets taken down. But a pretty good return there by the Hornets all the way up to the 42, and that's Marcus Tutt on the return.
Joey Holiday. Holiday's really come on. I mean, he was good to start with, but he's had some really good games the last 3 or 4 weeks.
So 43-yard line is where the Hornets will take over. Again, 4 wide receivers. From sideline all the way down to the numbers there at the bottom of your screen. And the Bears looking to come up here with another stop. Snap taken, handed off to the running back. Has some speed there and gets about 5, maybe 6 yards on first down.
Had a little hole there.
Good tackle by a couple of different linebackers there. I can't quite see the numbers on these dark jerseys. It's hard to see the numbers, but
I know.
We'll listen to the PA announcer, Coach Gaines, and say Colin McGinty on the tackle.
There you go. Okay. Nothing.
And this time, nowhere to go. Great pursuit that time, and that was Joey Holiday again. 3 times we've mentioned his name already, and we've been on the air, 10 minutes?
That's right.
He's already been mentioned a bunch of times. So very, very quickly, it is 3rd down here for this Bears defense. With a 7-0 lead, it'll be 3rd down and 4. And coming in motion top to bottom. He will stop inside the hash marks on the bottom. McGinty blitzes from that linebacker spot, chasing the quarterback, and it's picked off. The Bears.
Who did that?
And was that Joey Holiday again? Of course it was. Of course it was. And Joey Holiday on the third
now you've
play.
mentioned his name 4 times in the 10 minutes.
I mean, he is something else. Showing up in very critical times here already in the first quarter. Special teams play, 2 defensive plays, and now an interception. So he is all over the place. And the Bears will take over at their own 39-yard line. And up the middle they go, but he backs forward in, and again, keep those legs moving. And Nehemiah High, we know he'll keep those legs moving, those
big legs.
Those big old legs. He'll get all the way up to the 45. That's when you know they're finding a hole, right? Nehemiah High, in some of these games, he's getting 1 and 2 yards, but tonight it's 4, 5, 6 yards on first down runs.
And with our offense, we like the second and third and shorts, and that may help it a little bit more unless
there's the first one. There's the first one I think of a few here that's going to happen here tonight.
Yeah.
And that'll be offsides there on the big defensive tackle. And that should be an automatic first down.
Right to midfield. Yeah, we say this every week, but, we're the kind of team we like good first down, third and short, first and 10. As opposed to the third and 8s, third and 10s. We can throw it, but we like to ground it out, particularly when we start getting a lead. Quick pitch right.
That's that's Nick Morgan. Went down a little awkwardly, but he'll be up and fine. Into Hornet territory around the 47-yard line. Wayne Thompson on the hit there.
Nick Morgan gives and takes a beating out there, but he's a wrestler. He's a tough kid.
And I was going to say, he comes across as one of those guys that just likes the contact, right? Some football players, they play because they're athletic and they can move around. They're fast, right? But Nick Morgan, I think, plays because he looks for a hit. He looks to hit somebody. And those are the type of guys. Those are the type of guys you want lead blocking for a 63-yard run.
He broke through.
And again, I think the Bears have found something in the middle of that defensive line that they just keep attacking right up the gut. And Nemo High with a lot of success here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right, because Nemo's getting his worst gain was, I think, 5 yards going right up the middle. He just gained 13.
Yeah, they found something. they found something in the middle of that defensive line that's really working, and the Bears are moving the football here in the first.
William Wright.
Right off the right tackle goes William Wright, takes a pretty good shot kind of in the back. He does get down to the 30, so he'll get about 4 yards. So you can see inside, outside, inside, outside. They're moving that defense and making them guess. I feel like you're guessing against the triple option anyway, but.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Just awful quiet. You were right. It's kind of a sleepy Saturday night.
Sleepy,
Friday.
quiet.
It's a Saturday. That's right.
Sleepy, quiet, rainy, kind of Saturday night. It's one of those games if you're a coach that you fear.
There you go. There you get a block. There you
Gets
got a block.
Wide. Great block. That was Drew Bomar with the kick-out block on the outside.
Who ran that ball?
Nick Morgan. So Nick Morgan and Drew Bomar are having a little tag team back here in the first quarter, blocking for each other, springing each other for big runs. And just like that, the Bears first and goal here inside the 10 at the 8. And the Hornets are going to call their first timeout and maybe try to stop the bleeding here on defense because the Bears are kind of moving this football at will.
Yeah, we saw this last week. Nick Morgan blocked for Drew. Drew sprung up for a 36-yard touchdown. About the next series, Drew blocked for Nick Morgan, sprung him on a key third down for a first down.
Yep.
We're getting the good blocks out here on the, what do we call it, on the edge?
On the edge, yeah.
On the edge.
Yep.
And right there, once he got that block, it was a matter of whether he was going to score or not. He ended up going 25 unofficial yards. But we're in Jacoby Murray territory if needed.
And we haven't seen Jacoby on offense here in the first quarter, but I don't think we've needed him. To be honest with you, Nick and Drew have done a lot of the damage here. With 5:23 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Bears. And on offense, the Bears are just moving the football at absolute will so far. But we know we've seen this league and anything can happen. You go back to Southwest DeKalb, you go back to Westminster, anything can happen. You see all the momentum's going, and then all of a sudden, one play can just kind of change, can change the momentum. So the Bears, again, they win and they are region champs in 2022.
Yeah, we were down by 14 to Southwest DeKalb within 10 minutes of the game.
And there's Jacoby trying to fight off pretty much the entire defensive line there by the Hornets. Couldn't quite do it. Gets stopped for a loss of 1. It'll be second and goal now from the 9.
Brought down by number 99,
Marquis Williams, big defensive tackle there. Got his mitts on Jacoby. how long before they go wide here, we will wait and see. And William looks to the sideline. To Coach Winter and gets the play here. And they're going to fake it. William takes it.
Good
keeps
run.
it himself off that right tackle.
I thought that was William Wright.
It was William Wright. Yeah, William Wright keeps that football down to the 4, so it'll be third and goal here from the 4-yard line. And you got to think this is prime Coach Winter 4-down territory here.
So is the whole field.
You're right. That doesn't say a whole lot. But you have to think the way they've been moving the ball, even if they get stopped here on third down, that they may go for it on 4th.
Actually, not the whole field. I did
Only about 3/4 of the field.
I was incorrect. I like to try to speak correctly, and I did not.
Jacoby fighting everybody off and into the end zone. Jacoby Murray makes it look pretty easy for the touchdown. 12th touchdown of the year for Jacoby Murray. 4-yard touchdown run.
What's that clock say? It was time.
3 minutes and 40 seconds left. So on Jacoby Murray's 63rd carry of the year, he gets touchdown number 12. And again, leads the team in those categories. And the Bears are going to go for 2. Nick Morgan takes it up and in for the 2-point conversion, 15-0. Excuse me, Drew Bomar. Drew Bomar, 2-point conversion.
That's that swinging gate that opens that up. You know? Uh-oh, hold on. We may not have those 2 points.
I wonder if they're going to call. It's on the Bears, so that 2-point conversion will come back.
Call was a legal substitution on the Bears.
So Coach Winter doesn't like the call. Talking to the head referee here. I don't think he agrees with it, but nonetheless, it'll take that 2-point conversion off the board, and most likely the Bears will kick this one.
40.
Back them up 5 yards, back to the 7.
5 yards on the retry.
So now they will go for the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good. The kick is good, and the Bears will be up 14-0.
3:51 to go in the first. The Bears 14, the Hornets 0.
So it has been just all Bears here early on. Again, the offense has been, this is probably as good as the offense has looked this early on. They look pretty good against Stevenson.
We usually wear them down as the game goes on.
And they look pretty darn good against Stevenson last week, I think, and early on with their offense. But their defense last week looked great too, and they look great tonight. It looks like the team is ready kind of for the stretch run as we go into November or into November now, I guess, and go into the first round of the playoffs next week. Again, it'd be nice to come right back here next week.
Sure would. Well,
Again, I think it'll be Hampton. Hampton's 4th. I believe Hampton is 4th in Region 5. We're Region 6. I think Hampton is 4th, so I think Hampton will come to us if Holy Innocents is able to hold on for the rest of the game. Low line driving kick, and I don't know if that one's going to make it. Picked up around the 15-yard line, and he gets flipped over. And they throw a flag, so it's either going to be holding.
What did we do wrong? The guy tried to jump over us.
I mean, he tried to jump, and our guy got pushed right into him. So we'll see what is called. But I don't know what else a defender is supposed to do in that scenario.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's going to be holding right before the tackle, and it'll back up the Hornets. So blocking the back holding. That's
no
And that's what that is. So that'll drop them back a little bit. So the tackle was at the 23-yard line, and the block in the back will be a 10-yard penalty all the way back to the 13. So 1st and 10 now for the Hornets at the 13-yard line. Worst field position of the night here for Hapeville Charter. Running back bounces it outside. Meets a couple of defenders there for the Bears right inside the numbers.
Marcus Tutt on the carry. Brought down by number 8, Connor White.
And Connor White playing that cornerback spot comes up and makes the tackle. And Marcus Tutt, again, leading rusher there for Hapeville Charter on the carry. So we're going to have trips to the top of your screen here for the Hornets. Men will come in motion. And kind of that inside zone misdirection play back towards the middle of the field, and it's shut down after a gain of about 2.
Did get the first down.
Nick Morgan on the tackle. That's good enough for a Hornet first down.
So Nick Morgan again on the defensive side now making some plays there, stopping that one for a short gain of 2. So Holy Innocents on the year, 600 more yards than their opponents.
He broke through.
Has a little bit of space, and the best run of the night here by the Hornets gets 11 yards and another first down for Marcus Tutt.
Brought down by Joey Holiday and Jack Rankin. That's good enough for another Hornet first down.
Jack Rankin.
He's had a good year, Jack Rankin. He's recovered a fumbles, had an interception.
He's kind of that silent assassin, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't say a whole lot. We don't always mention his name, but he's kind of always in the mix. He's always doing something good and in the mix.
He got hurt against Westminster. He had a concussion or something, but he gets it done.
Zone again. Man, what a collision it was over there outside of the numbers, right around the 40-yard line. Demetrius Thompson on the carry there for the Hornets, and Nick Morgan once again in on the tackle. Again, Nick seems to just seek out those big hits. And he was involved in another one there, but the Hornets with a little bit of momentum here with a couple of first downs.
Yeah, they're opening up some holes inside themselves, kind of what we've been doing to them.
They're finding a little bit of success running the football here with Tutt and Johnson. Man, that pursuit by Jacoby Murray.
That was good.
Of all the people to leave unblocked, I know you're running to the other side of the formation, but you probably don't want to leave that guy unblocked. He tends to find the ball carrier a little bit. And Jacoby Murray, 31 tackles on the year coming into tonight. 5 sacks, but 13 of those 31 were tackles for loss.
Oh, there you
so
go.
Again, he that pursuit in the backfield, a third of his tackles come behind the line of scrimmage.
Gonna throw it.
And it's picked off. That's going to go to the house.
Who is that?
And that, I believe that is Zach Jackson.
Who else? He jumped the route, and once he caught it, it was just a matter of how long it was going to take him to trot to the end zone.
And Zach Jackson coming up with his 3rd interception in the last 2 weeks and takes that one back about 40 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, I was trying to calculate how many yards it was. Maybe a little more than that.
I think it was 45. The line of scrimmage was at the 40. They ran that comeback route, about a 5-yard comeback route, and he just jumped it. And there was absolutely no one near him.
Oh, no.
And 2-point conversion once again. Nick Morgan nowhere to go. He just kind of throws that ball, and a 2-point conversion will be no good. So it'll be 20-0.
Conversion falls incomplete.
20-0 Bears. And now they're going to throw a flag well after the play is done. So we'll wait and see the official call here.
And again, a final from Athens.
Oh, Lord. He's going to kill you with this. Please know I haven't said a word. Because next year always comes around.
Goodness gracious. I'm focused on the Bears
Yeah, I'm still.
and not the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'm still getting over the cross-country trip, so I'm.
Well, you'll
I'm
tell
gonna-
us about that as the game goes
I
on,
will.
please.
I'm going to set the alarm for Tuesday when I get home tonight, I do believe.
So they have a little huddle there, and I'm not sure what they ended up calling, but Bears kicking off from the 40, so it'll be 20-0. After the pick six, Zach Jackson, we're going to give him 45 yards on the return.
There you go.
And once again, Hateville Charter down 20-0 here, and we're still in the first quarter.
Hey,
The Bears not known as kind of a quick score type of offense, but man, they've turned it on here tonight. Really, the last couple of weeks they've been able to put some big points on the board. And high kick fielded at the 12 and taken down.
Wow.
Great special teams tackle, and surprise, surprise, Nick Morgan.
Just kind of took his back foot and
Brought down by Nick Morgan.
brought him. Of course, you call it a shoestring tackle.
And he had just some pursuit running full speed. Great play there by Nick Morgan on special teams.
Hornets will start 1st and 10 from their 19.
So Hateville Charter, 3 of their 4 possessions have been not very good field position inside their 20-yard line. And it has been all Bears here in the first quarter. Hornets hand the football off. Really where they've found the most success tonight is running that football. As soon as they drop back to pass, they've not had a good night. They've had thrown 2 interceptions here in the first quarter, but it's Bears defense. We've talked about it all year. Opportunistic. Joey Holiday and Zach Jackson, those are 2 guys I don't know if I want to throw near. They have the potential to pick any football off.
So you can throw it against them or run it against Jacoby in our defensive line. So I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Doesn't
right
sound fun, Coach. I got to be honest. For us, it's fun.
now. Yeah.
Not for the opposing teams. 2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1. Quarterback flushed out of the pocket, and he gets taken down. Does get about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, he did.
Jacoby scared him out of the pocket,
Scramble, brought down by Cam
and
Perry.
Cam Perry there to clean it up. And that'll do it here for the first quarter. The Bears, in dominant fashion, wanting that regional title, come out and put it on the Hornets of Hateville Charter, up 20-0 here in the first quarter.
Good quarter.
I'll take it, right?
Yeah. Stay up and ground it out, as they say. Ground
So
it out.
what happened? What happened today, Coach? As we're waiting,
We did good. We got girls and boys got 6 in state, and moving to Quad A. That's really good. If you pointed at any kid, I couldn't say, well, that kid didn't run today. They all did really well. They were fine. Our guy that usually wins got second, but he too got beat. But the only thing that beat him this year was the flu this week.
Oh,
but he
gosh.
still ran the gutsiest, and the scoreboard went off. But he did fine.
To the track as we introduce the 2022 drum line.
But it was a good day.
We're good.
Patrick Boyd,
Good day.
Margaret Reynolds,
Glad to hear that.
Sophia Artee,
Again, senior night here for the Bears as they're introducing the drum line.
Kay Vizulaglio, Ryan McKay, Mia Sigalaro, and Graydon Foda-Collins. Let's get a big hand for the drum line.
Well, the clock has gone out on us here.
Yeah, the scoreboard has gone out, so we will try to keep up with as much as we can.
It's 3rd and 6 on our 24. We'll see if they can get that going again.
I know there's been a couple of issues in the past with the scoreboard, so hopefully they can get that fixed. It is 3rd and 6, absolutely nowhere to go. He fights off a tackler and then gets taken down. Colin McGinty coming in to clean up the mess. A couple of guys there first. Quarterback able to kind of stiff arm get away from it.
Damn, yep.
But Colin McGinty comes in and rips him down for the sack. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Once Colin gets those long arms on you, it's kind of hard to get loose. He's a tall boy, only a sophomore.
Be good to have him back for the next couple of years for sure on that defense.
Not that we've seen him do it, but he can punt it. I mean, tonight we haven't seen him do it. But
and there's the punt off the side of his foot. And that'll bounce.
He better touch it.
Take a Bears bounce at a 37-yard line. So the Bears with fantastic field position here.
Yeah, now we're, with our offense, this is what you like.
This is dangerous territory here.
You got running backs all over the place. You got Nick Morgan, Drew Bomar, Nemo High, Jacoby Murray. You got a 20-point lead. And you can just use next man up in the backfield, and just you're right. You're in a great spot. Right? Obviously, you're up 20-0. You're in a good spot.
That helps too.
That
helps too. So 1st and 10 here for the Bears at the 37-yard line. Up 20-0 here in the second quarter. Again, as soon as we get that scoreboard working, we'll update you on the time. We'll hand that football off, but absolutely nowhere to go that time. That was Nemo High. That's really his first carry tonight that hasn't really gone anywhere.
Fans, a quick announcement. All senior parents of football players, cheerleaders, drumline, and sports med, please make your way down to the track near the concession stand. Again, senior parents, down by the concession stand.
Not sure of the stoppage in play there, but 2nd down and 10 for the Bears.
And now we're going to use a timeout, a little miscommunication, or William Wright him and Coach Winter weren't on the same page or something.
So first timeout of the half, both teams with 2 remaining here in the second quarter, but it's kind of a long first quarter, but I feel like the game overall going by pretty quickly, and again the Bears have just dominated on both sides of the football.
Yeah, it's well, Coach Winter last weekend in the huddle was talking about how people this year had predicted we wouldn't win a game, when we moved from single A private to 4A. Now, I know back then if you just said, hey, we're going to win region next year, what do you think about that? Mike could have got some pretty good odds.
4A is an interesting bracket. It's you can tell all the teams want to throw the football, right? You can tell that they like to run this. Everybody's running this spread formation, right? Everybody's doing the same thing, right? And the Bears come in and
that's why they hate
spoil it a little bit. They spoil it a little bit, right? And it makes it kind of grind out a game, and that's not what they want to do.
Good move by William Wright.
William Wright with a fantastic juke move, and he's finally going to get taken down. He'll be about 2 yards short, but a good run there by William Wright.
Couple stutter steps, a little Olay move. Gain of long 7 maybe.
Bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bears.
So 3rd and manageable. Again, 4-down territory here.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Inside the 30-yard line at the 29. Feels like we can hear Coach Winter up here kind of barking plays over, getting over at William.
There it is.
And goodness gracious, Jacoby Murray lowers that shoulder and picks up the first down on 3rd down and 3.
Murray on the carry.
Will pick up 4 yards
Brought down by
and keep the sticks moving.
KJ forward, but not before he gets the Bears. First down.
So Jacoby comes out. Zach Jackson will go in with the play. Slow and steady wins the race here for the Bears. And Nehemiah High
Nemo high on the carry.
gets taken down. The helmet flies off the defensive tackle there, so he'll have to exit the game. Kind of picked him up there at the end
Yeah, he
and
did.
gave him a little bear hug.
Nemo's a tough kid.
He jogged off. He got up and threw the football back and jogged away. He didn't seem like it bothered him too much. So 2nd down and 9. Williams going to throw the football, and Zach Jackson, he's got him in the corner. Did he cross the pylon or did he go out of bounds? I think they're going to call him out of bounds
Jackson on the reception.
at the 1-yard line. Great throw from William Wright, and Zach Jackson used that speed to kind of catch up to the ball. At first, I thought it was overthrown.
I did too. You know, we talk about it. You know, we can throw the ball. You know, we're a running team. We're a running team. And William can throw it. Of course, you just saw what Zach Jackson can do.
We've seen the last couple of weeks what he can do when he's really locked in. We absolutely can see what he does. So 1st and goal, and this is absolutely Jacoby territory. And he's going to fall forward, and it looks like he may have gotten stopped. I think they're going to say he was stopped at around the half-yard line.
Jacoby Murray brought down at the 1-foot line. Gonna bring up 2nd and goal for the Bears.
And the invisible clock is running.
I think
At the 1-yard line.
I guess it is.
we're gonna guess. We think it is.
We'd love to tell you how much time is left. We're
would.
not neglecting our duties. We're just looking at a blank screen.
Yeah, their guess is as good as your guess is as good as ours here.
Maybe in the 9s. I don't know.
And Jacoby will get it this time, and he'll power forward. Touchdown number 13 on the year for Jacoby Murray.
Bears. Jacoby Murray on the 1-yard run.
You're not going to stop Jacoby Murray from inside
Not
the
twice
inside the
enough.
5.
Not
It's
twice
just not
in a
going to
row.
happen.
No, it's got you got to hit those big legs before they start churning.
Even then, he's so good at just taking the contact and just kind of falling forward, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he just gets the extra couple of yards. And the extra point is up and good by Graham Forgy. And we are
31 to go in the half.
27 to nothing.
7:31 is the time.
So 7 plays, 37 yards.
Yeah, we got that short punt. Of course, the key was that pass from Wright to Jackson down to the 1. Sorry, I'm already writing the story in my head.
Beautiful. Hey, that's what broadcasting is, telling a story. That's all that it is. It's one big story. But yeah,
27 to nothing. Wow.
it's a beautiful touch pass there by William Wright. Again, he was really on. They were really on last week.
Yeah, they were.
I think he threw 1 incompletion last week.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it was 1 incompletion. I think he went 6 of 7, maybe something like that, for a couple of touchdowns. So again, that was against the Stevenson team, who came in as a 8-point favorite over the Bears, and the Bears weren't hearing that. And again tonight, it is starting the exact same way, 27 to nothing. Good news is the scoreboard is back on. The bad news is it does not have accurate information on it.
Okay.
So
Can't have everything.
I guess we got to just.
Well, it is 27 to nothing.
We do know that.
We were told there was 7:31 left in the second quarter. That sounds about right based on just watching the play.
That was a 7-play drive that was only
Yeah.
37 yards, so it had to take a few minutes off the clock, too.
And they had a couple of plays before that.
So the Hornets at their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Quarterback keeper, first design quarterback keeper of the night. And has some success there up to the 27, so a gain of 7 there on first down. Ratliff on the carry. And once again, Nick Morgan in on the tackle.
Nick Morgan, only a junior, happy to say.
Whew. Be good to have him back.
Good run.
First down by the Hornets. So Joey Holliday, one of the seniors here tonight. Stephen Jones, a senior.
A lot of our linemen.
Of course, William Wright, Jack Donovan, Drew Bomar. Tucker Martin in on the tackle on that one.
Only a sophomore there.
As we continue, William Douglas on the line, Phillip Vales on the defensive line. Henry Reams, Sterling Hartrick, both seniors. Logan Hodgson, senior. So you're right, Coach. A lot of that offensive line as a man is down here for the Bears. Trip Inglesby, little tight end. And so again, a lot of key guys on the interior of that line.
The weight room will be in full use.
That's right.
Get some of those young boys
ready to go. No rest for the wicked. Of course, Jacoby will be back.
Yep.
Nick Morgan will be back. So a couple of kind of studs. Zach Jackson will be back.
Nemo High.
Nemo High will be back. So I think that we'll have some playmakers there coming back. I think it's going to be the linemen that are going to kind of get us that we're going to have to replace a little bit next year.
Brought down by Big Jack Stivers, Cam Perry, and
Jack
Jacoby
Stivers will be back.
Cam Perry, Jacoby Murray all in on that tackle.
Murray. It's gonna bring up 2nd and 7.
Of course, McGinty will be back, but I think losing Joey Holliday in the back of the secondary is going to be a tough task, but the two cornerbacks will return, so that's good news. Again, somewhat of a younger team here. Quarterback, again, nowhere to go, but he puts his foot in the ground, and he'll get another first down.
That's a holding penalty coming back, I do believe.
Ratliff,
I think this is coming back.
It was right in front of the Bears sideline, and they were all. I think we could hear him up here. We could hear him up here yelling.
I'm not the best at detecting that, but I think I saw it, and that's about when they started yelling. So I think I got the right. Yeah, and they're retreating.
As always, good to see. Holding penalty.
Call is holding. Thank you, Pat.
And that's a spot foul. Back him up 10 yards. All the way back to the 27-yard line. So we think the scoreboard is now working. So there's 6 minutes and counting left here on the fourth quarter. Getting a little ahead of myself. Second quarter clock. 27-0 Bears lead. Second down and our first second down in a cab ride.
There you go. That's right. And it's going to be 3rd and 1. He got about 3 of them back.
Demetrius Thomas on the carry.
Demetrius Thomas there on the carry. Again, Cam Perry, we've mentioned his name a couple of times here in the second quarter. Had a big week last week as well.
About 3rd and 15, I believe.
3rd and a ways. It's difficult to, as we've seen tonight, for the Hornets to kind of pass on this defense here tonight, as the secondary has been all over the place with a couple of turnovers here in the first half, and they're not going to let that happen. A quick out to the wide receiver who has some space, turns it up, and I think he's going to be a yard or two short, and I would be shocked if the Hornets don't go for it here on 4th and short.
Looked like we had that snuffed out way back.
Derek Maxey the third on the carry.
And Derek Maxey the third kind of turned on the Jets over there on the sideline and got up to a 4th down and about a yard.
Down by Nick Morgan.
Quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's going to get enough for the first down.
Jasir Ratliff on the carry.
So Ratliff on the carry, who will pick up that first down for the Hornets.
Brought down by Jacoby Murray, but he gets enough for a Hornet first down.
Maybe the deepest field position the Hornets have gotten tonight, I think, up to around midfield or right past midfield, I think.
The pick six, they were close to.
You're right. This is about equal to where they've been for maybe give or take 5 or 6 yards, but again, nowhere to go. Quarterback just takes off, and he runs in to a defender. And a good hit. And I believe that was Colin McGinty. Ratliff and McGinty collide there in Bears territory at the 49-yard line.
Second and 6. Check that 7. 6.
It's okay.
So second down and 6.
6.5.
6, 7, 4. So the Hornets in Bears territory for only the second time tonight. That same quick out. And quickly stopped. They do get a couple of more yards up to the 45-yard line. Or down to the 45-yard line. Zach Jackson on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd down and around 2 yards.
Yeah.
Third down.
So still 4 wide receivers here for the Hornets, looking to pick up another 3rd down. They are going to pass. Ratliff has nowhere to go. He scrambles again for the first down.
Jasir Ratliff on the quarterback scramble.
Again, you can tell he went to the sideline and they said, "All right, if we're not going to be able to pass it, I need you to just take off and get us a couple of yards."
Yeah, he's doing pretty good with it.
So Ratliff will exit. Okay, 19. I thought 15 and 19. I got him confused. So Ratliff's still in the game here for the Hornets. And it'll be another first down to the 40-yard line. And he quickly throws it to his halfback on the swing play. And that pocket was collapsing very quickly.
Yeah.
Derek Maxey the third.
But he gets it to Derek Maxey the third.
Brought down by Zach Jackson, but he gets another Hornet first down.
Zach chases him down, but not till he gets inside the 30-yard line. It's a huge play there for the Hornets, and they have a little bit of momentum here inside the 30. And the misdirection has some space. He's met, but he didn't wrap up. And he just bounces off the hit and gets another first down here for the Hornets. And that's Marcus Tutt, the leading runner for the Hornets.
That's good enough for another Hornet first down.
So down to the 17-yard line here.
Good-looking drive here. This is the team we talked about before the game.
That's right. And I think a pretty good timeout here for the Bears defense. That's 2 minutes, 41 seconds, but that defense kind of reeling a little bit here for the first time tonight. And kind of on their heels for the first time tonight. And again, it's the bend, don't break method. We've talked about it in weeks past. It's the bend, don't break method for sure. And we'll see if we can keep him out of the end zone. Again, 27-0, the lead here for the Bears. Would love to preserve that shutout for as long as possible. Shotgun formation, bunch set. And they're going to hand that football off. Joey Holiday was ready for it. Can't quite make the tackle, but he pushes the running back and kind of stops him and holds him up just long enough for some help. And a minimal gain of just about 2 yards. So maybe even a yard. So 2nd down and 9. So you can see aggressive Joey Holiday coming up from that secondary spot. He came up and kind of squared up right away. He could kind of read that play. This time Holiday will line up in the slot. Nowhere to go. Quarterback goes down.
Sacked him.
Back at the 20-yard line. Great pressure by that Bears defense. Ratliff was taken down. Tucker Martin, the young sophomore. Tucker Martin coming up with the hit. So now it brings up a 3rd down and 13 yards. Quarterback roll out to the right, hits his receiver, but his receiver drops the football, and he had 2 guys kind of bearing down on him there on that Bears defense. Zach Jackson, I couldn't see the other one, but Zach Jackson was out there for sure. And wide receiver is going to stay down out there in the flat. Obviously hope that he is okay. He took a pretty hard hit from 2 different defenders. Down right inside the 20-yard line. Again, he kind of ran that quick out. He had the balls. He went to turn up. The ball kind of came out, but he took a pretty good shot by 2 different Bears defenders. So he is down with the trainers around him. Again, hoping that he is okay. Looks like he gets helped up.
They're getting him up. That's good. And he's walking. There you go. That's good to see. For a while, I was a little worried there for a while. I didn't see him moving very much.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of movement. He got up and kind of tried to walk off on his own.
I saw that.
And then he kind of fell back down. So I don't know if he maybe hit his head, maybe like a concussion type of thing, and kind of got, I don't know, hit in the head.
But we're at 4th down and around 13, I think.
They're going to kick the field goal.
They are going to try a field goal. We got a 35-yarder.
Looks like they're going to. Okay, they're going to go for it. I thought they were setting up for a field goal too, but they're going to set up 4th and 13 and a false start.
Make it 4th and 18.
And that is not going to help when you're down 27-0. You're already committed to go for it now. You might as well. 4th and 18. So 4th down here for this Bears defense. Again, trying to preserve that shutout. 1:30 left to go in this 2nd quarter. Shotgun formation, no backs in the backfield. And it's going to be a holding penalty, but it's not going to matter.
We're going to decline it and take the ball.
It looks like we sacked the quarterback. Jacoby Murray comes out with the football. He wanted to take off, go about 70 yards. Run about 70 yards and try to score, but obviously the Bears will decline this, as you said, Coach. It's a holding penalty. It was on the left tackle. It was kind of out in the open. We could kind of see it. And the Bears will take over again. I think they only have 1 timeout remaining.
I think that's right.
So 1 timeout remaining. $1:22 on the clock.
Now, until they self-destructed, that was a good-looking drive.
I mean, they went 10 plays. But don't have any points to show for it. After a couple of penalties, and the Bears will start this one at the 27-yard line. The wind kind of picks up here. And they'll run it up the middle. Is that Nehemiah?
I think so.
And you could see kind of out in the open, he just kept those legs churning, fought off a couple of tacklers. And up to the 41-yard line goes Nemo High.
14-yard gain by the junior.
So Bears quickly back on the ball. 1 minute and 8 seconds left. And not quite used to going to that hurry-up offense, and there was a little confusion there in the backfield.
Yeah, there was.
So William Wright kind of wisely just hurries up, gets down, and gets ready for the next play. So 50 seconds.
And we get the ball to start the third quarter. So
I would try to throw it here. See what happens. I mean, the clock running, under 40 seconds to go. Zach Jackson is the wide receiver, no safety help, so you can have one-on-one coverage, and there it is. High arcing
Jump
pass.
ball.
Zach Jackson goes up and gets the football
Man, he does that better than anybody.
at the 40-yard line.
Brought down by Zach Smith. That's good enough for a Bears first down.
So 28 seconds left.
Straight up. Fully extended. Used his body to basically box the guy out. He'd be a good basketball player, right? Would he not be a good rebounder?
Oh, absolutely he would, and he's proven that last week. He just goes and gets that ball at the highest point and just brings that thing in and just has all the success in the world. And again, last couple of weeks we've seen it. Stevenson and now Hapeville, Zach Jackson has just come ready to play these last couple of weeks.
I asked him about that. He goes, I can play some basketball. I said, hey, I don't doubt you. I just said I know you could do it.
Might as well.
I have no doubt he could play basketball.
Listen, basketball season is among us, right?
Yeah,
It's if it's not here, it's right around the corner. It's starting pretty
Actually,
soon.
the middle school opened today.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. So as the wind again starting to kind of pick up a little bit, I don't want to call it chilly, but starting to get a little cold. So first down and 10, 28 seconds and no timeouts remaining for the Bears at the 40-yard line. Zach Jackson again going to drop back and pass as he hits Zach Jackson, who smartly just gets it right out of bounds inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
Run out of bounds by Zach Smith.
He thought about trying to put some moves on there and get some extra yards, but wisely kind of gets out of bounds and stops the clock.
Yeah, once he saw he didn't juke him, he did the next best, another smart thing, get out of bounds and stop that clock.
So another first down and 10 here for the Bears. Again, 23 seconds on the clock. You probably can throw it in the middle of the field, but you better hurry up and get up and spike it with no timeouts. So first and 10, 23 seconds left at the 28-yard line. Throws it across the middle of the field, just out in front of Drew Bomar. William didn't have a ton of time there in the backfield. So Jackson Phoenix was out there as well from that tight end spot. The benefit there is that it does only take 5 seconds off the clock, and the clock is stopped. Williams going to drop back and pass again. Nowhere to go. Makes a couple of guys miss, but the pocket collapses. And they're going to try to spike it. 10, 9. As that clock, it's going to be really close. 4 seconds on the clock. 3, 2.
He does spike it.
I think there was 1 second on the clock.
There should be 1 or 2 seconds on the clock. The horn sounded after the ball already bounced off the turf out there. So he should have one more shot at it.
We'll wait and see what the officials say. The Bears would love to get an opportunity here for a Graham Forgy extra long field goal.
It would be a long one.
So I think they're going to say that time ran out.
Okay, well, 27-0 lead. We'll get the ball to start the third quarter. Halftime will be senior night for cheerleaders, football, Sports Med, Drumline. I think I covered it all.
That's right. A lot of activity here at the halftime show. But again, the Bears up 27-0. We'll have the second half for you here after the halftime show on the Golden Bear Network.
Fans, at this time, would you direct your attention to midfield as we have senior night and honor our senior student athletes who did such a great contribution to Holy Innocents. First up, Henry Reeves. Henry is escorted by his parents, Debbie and Matt. He's played football for 4 years and baseball for 2. He's a member of the National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, and Rho Kappa. His favorite memory is winning the region championship in 2021. That's Henry Reeves. Next up, Alex R.T. Alex is escorted by his parents, Jennifer and Brad. This is Alex's first year on the football team. He's been a member of the cross-country team and plans to be on the track team for his 4th year in the spring. His favorite memory of the season is beating Stevenson. He plans to attend Miami University. That's Alex R.T. Next up, Drew Boulevard. Drew is escorted by his parents, Cheryl and Scott. He's played football for 4 years, will be on the track team in the spring for his 4th year, and will also play lacrosse. His favorite memory is being at football camp and performing skit night. That's Drew Boulevard. Next up, Jack Donovan. Jack is escorted by his parents, Valley and Patrick. Jack has played football for 4 years. He's a member of Trees Atlanta and helped start the Hoot Nanny Music Club. His favorite memory is beating Eagles Landing as a freshman. That's Jack Donovan. Next up, William W.D. Douglas. William's escorted by his parents, Mary and Jeff. He's played football for 4 years. He's co-founder of Cleats for a Cause Club. He volunteers for Horizons of Atlanta and Young Men's Service League. His favorite memory is beating Stevenson 42-14 in his last homecoming. That's William W.D. Douglas. Next up, Sterling Hartridge. Sterling is escorted by his mom, Terry. He's played football for 4 years. He's been on the swim team for 3 years and was a member of the track and field team. His favorite memory is getting to know all the seniors his freshman year. Sterling will be attending the University of Georgia. That's Sterling Hartridge. Next up, Logan Hodgson. Logan is escorted by his mother, Michelle. He's played football for 4 years and lacrosse for 2. His favorite memory is beating Eagles Landing Christian his freshman year. Next up, Big Joey Holiday. Joey is escorted by his parents, Ebony and Bonnie. He's played football for 3 years and plans to play basketball for his 4th year. His favorite memory is homecoming 21, playing Mount Vernon. Joey is hoping to attend the University of North Carolina. That's Joey Holiday. Next up, Trip Inglesby. Trip is escorted by his parents, Valerie and Brad. He's played football for 4 years and has been wrestling for 4 years. He's been a member of the track and field for 2. His favorite memory is the homecoming game last year. That's Trip Inglesby. Next up, Stephen Jones. Stephen is escorted by his father, Paul, and Nicole. He has played varsity football for 2 years and basketball for 2 years. His favorite memory is playing against Mount Vernon last year at homecoming. That's Stephen Jones. Next up, William Wright. William is escorted by his parents, Gabrielle and Bill. He's played football for 4 years and been a member of the Young Men's Service League for 4. His favorite memory is winning the region championship in 2021. That's William Dubs Wright. Next up, Philip Bales. Philip is escorted by his cousin, Aaron Casey. He's played football for 4 years and been on the track team for 3. His favorite memory is being at football camp this summer. He plans to attend Morehouse College. That's Philip Bales. And let's hear it first, football senior student athletes. Next up, cheerleading. First up is Ariel Abernathy. Escorted by her mother, Danae. Ariel has cheered for football for 2 years and basketball for 3. She's a member of the Student Council, National Honor Society, and Black Student Union. Her favorite memory from cheer is learning new stunts for homecoming. That's Ariel Abernathy. Next up, Anna Agan. Anna is escorted by her parents, Julie and Danny. She's cheered for football for 1 year and basketball for 3. She's a member of the National Honor Society and Science National Honor Society. Her favorite memory from cheer is the trip to the game in Nashville. Anna plans to attend Auburn University. That's Anna Agan. Next up, Ansley Coleman. Ansley is escorted by her parents, Jennifer and John. She's cheered for football for 3 and basketball for 1. She's a member of the National Honor Society and Cum Laude Society. She's been president of the GSA for 2 years, and her favorite memory from cheer is teaching little bears their cheers. That's Ansley Coleman. Next up, Avery Fearman. Avery is escorted by her mom, Caroline, and her good friend, Ellie Milliken. Avery has cheered for football for 2 years and basketball for 2. She's been a member of the Jewish Student Union Club for 4, and her favorite memory from cheer are the bus rides to camp and bonding with the other girls. She plans to attend University of Mississippi. That's Avery Fearman. Next up, Ava Gartland. Ava is escorted by her parents, Nikki and Bryce. She's cheered for football for 3 years and basketball for 3. She is the founder of the At Your Service Club. She is a member of the National Honor Society and been on the Activities Committee for 4 years. Ava's favorite memory is hitting her last homecoming routine, and she plans to attend the University of Georgia. That's Ava Gartland. Next up, Holly Hahn. Holly is escorted by her parents, Connie and Mark. She's cheered for football for 4 years and basketball for 3. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Science and Art National Honor Society, and Cum Laude Society. She's also on the Student Council and Activities Committee. Her favorite memory is hearing everyone cheer at the homecoming pep rally when the cheer squad completed the routine. She plans to attend SMU next fall. That's Holly Hahn. Next up, Caroline House. Caroline is escorted by her parents, Liz and Will. She's cheered for football for 4 years and basketball for 2. She's a member of the Alpha Omega and class representative on the Student Council for 2 years. Caroline is in the Senior Sisters Club. Her favorite memory is seeing the excitement at home games and the energy during the pep rally. That's Caroline House. Next up, Ann Callis. Ann is escorted by her parents, Karen and John. She's cheered for football for 2 years and basketball for 2 years. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Rho Kappa, and co-founder of Students for Political Advancement of Mankind. Her favorite memory of cheer is riding to the games and listening to the music. Next up, Sage Katz. Sage is escorted by her parents, Shannon and Jonathan, and Susie Katz. She's cheered for football and basketball for 1 year. She's a member of the Jewish Student Union and the Young Conservative Club for 4 years. Her favorite memory of cheer is trying all the new stuff for homecoming. She plans to attend the University of Mississippi in the fall. That's Sage Katz. Next up, Margot Vechelette. Margot is escorted by her parents, Michelle and Tom. She's cheered for football for 4 years and basketball for 3. She plans to play lacrosse in the spring for her 4th year, and she's a member of the National Honor Society, Business Club, and the Young Conservatives. Her favorite memory is practicing and performing at homecoming. That's Margot Vechelette. Next up, the sports medicine. First up, Zaria Bailey. Zaria is escorted by her parents, Monica and Ricardo. This is her first year of being part of the sports medicine team. She's cheered for basketball for 4 years, and her favorite memory is being at all the football games. That's Zaria Bailey. Next up, Sydney Sprayberry. Sydney is escorted by her parents, Sarah and Steve. She participated in swimming for 4 years and been in the sports medicine program for 2 years. That's Sydney Sprayberry. Next up, drumline. Patrick Boyd is escorted by his mother, Patrice. Patrick has been a member of the drumline for 4 years, and his favorite memory is playing at the homecoming pep rally this year for the first time. That's Patrick Boyd. Fans, let's give a big hand for our senior student athletes, sports medicine, drumline, and cheerleading. Let's give a big hand for all of our senior student athletes. Also want to give a big shout out to the middle school football team up here in front of the press box. They're in the house. The future stars of HI Football. Lucas Iliakos, Bennett Burrows, Ryan Woods, Sam Van Wimberly, Brennan Bailey,
There we go.
Welcome back into the Golden Bear Network. Nathan Griotti and Coach Dunn here with you on the regular season finale here on the Golden Bear Network on a, again, rainy, slow, sleepy,
Saturday
turning
night.
into a little bit chilly Saturday night.
Yeah.
But it has been anything but that for this Bears team. They are ready to go, and they have been ready to go since the opening kick because it has been all Bears all the time. A couple of turnovers. Possessions that have turned into touchdowns, 4 scoring drives, and they lead at 27-0 here at the start of the second half, Coach.
And if I'm thinking, my thoughts here, let's have a good third quarter, have a running clock fourth quarter, rest your starters, got some people banged up. You know, the key here, you go in as healthy as you can next week. And I would look at this third quarter, keep your foot on the gas, you know, get a couple more touchdowns. You have at least a 30-point lead. That's the rule. And then just let everybody, let the kids play, and let's get ready for postseason.
A nice, clean second half,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Nice, clean second half is what we want here. And the Bears will receive the second half kickoff as they deferred there in the first half. But again, in the playoffs next week, we are Region 6, of course, in 4A. We will play 5A in the first round of the playoffs. So 4 teams make the playoffs from each. 4 teams make the playoffs from each.
Yeah,
from each
correct.
region.
That's correct.
All right, and if we win this game, as we are on the road to do right now, and the kick will be a long one, and it'll go out of bounds. So a legal procedure, and the Bears will start with pretty good field position.
Yeah, it's your basic 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3, 3 plays 2, 4 plays 1, 1 and 2 host, 3 and 4 travel.
And it's that simple, right? And if we win this game, we will be the 1 seed from Region 6. The 4 seed as of right now from Region 5 is Hampton. They're 4-3 in region. They're 7-3 overall. But Hampton would come to play us next Friday if everything stands as it is now. First and 10 at the 35, first possession of the second half. Nehemiah High kinds of space up the right outside of the tackle. And we say a clean second half, and there goes an offensive lineman kind of hobbling off, which is the exact opposite of what we were looking for, and that is William Douglas. And that is not good.
Wow.
That is a key part of that offensive line. A key part, 1 play, and that is not good. And he was not putting a lot of weight on that right ankle.
No, he was not. It wasn't a case of he kind of dragging the foot and getting off the field. He was hopping on 1 leg, and that's exactly the opposite of what we were talking about. Like you said,
that's exactly right. We should have knocked on wood.
Yeah, exactly. Got a. All right, William is getting back up.
So good to see him kind of getting off the field, but
Coach Winter's next man up philosophy is being taken to task tonight.
it is being tested for sure. So kind of shifting some things around there as a couple of young guys who are probably going to play next year are coming in to play, and the Bears are going to call a timeout after William Douglas goes down to kind of make sure everything is situated here.
Yeah, you got to.
On offense, but again, that's a senior. That's a senior offensive lineman, a critical part.
That's a veteran
of that offensive line. And we will see again how this affects kind of some play calling maybe here in the second half, where you run to and things like that. And obviously we want to make sure that William is okay. Again, looked like Nehemiah High right at the first down marker. Again, a very successful night running the night for Nemo.
That's a good second effort right there because they had him stopped at the line.
Nemo high on the carry.
He kind of bounced off. Like we used to talk about Wyatt Liebrook. We used to call him a pinball. And then Nemo was kind of like that right there.
So first down and 10 now for the Bears at the 46-yard line. Right up the gut they go. And again, just keeping those legs churning. I know it only gets 3, but there were some tough yards. So second down and around 7 yards. And I would, again, suspect the Bears are not going to be in any hurry here whatsoever. And Williams going to take the option, nowhere to go that time.
William Wright brought down by Earl Hilton. That's no gain on the play.
So Earl Hilton on the tackle there for the Hornets. So it gets about a yard. So it'd be third down and 9.
Who ran the ball just then?
William Wright.
Okay, that's what I got.
He was an option, but he had to keep it. Running back was covered, and so was he. He just decided to turn it upfield. So third down and long now for the Bears. Haven't faced that very many times here tonight. And Williams just going to keep that one.
Good game.
Gets about 6, maybe 7 of those 9.
Yeah.
Again, I think the Bears will. Looks like the Bears are going to bring the punt unit on and try to pin them back deep. So just over midfield on a fourth down and 2. And it looks like the Bears will punt the football.
It's our first punt of the night.
So McGinty will be the punter. Off the side of his foot there, and it'll go out of bounds around the 30-yard line. And the ball will go back over to the Hornets. So back at the 30 is where the Hornets will begin their first drive of the second half. Again, this Bears defense has kind of been all over the place. 2 interceptions on the back end. They've couple of rushing yards. They've kind of gotten away from them a little bit there in the first half, but for the most part, they contained kind of a scary offense there in the first 2 quarters. So the Hornets with that zone play and gets maybe a yard or 2. And Jacoby Murray out on the tackle there for the Bears.
Gain on the play. It's going to bring him 2nd and 8 for the Hornets.
So gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Quick out route again. Not really a lot of space over there. Pretty good coverage. Out wide, I think that was Connor White. Out wide on the coverage for the Bears defensively.
Pass intended for number 3, Allen Harris, falls incomplete. Connor White on the coverage.
Connor White. Did you say so?
So bring up a 3rd down and 8 now for the Hornets. Again, quick Quick pattern out wide. Zach Jackson out there to slow him down. McGinty comes to help him out.
Oh, yeah.
And absolutely nowhere to go. Great pursuit there by the Bears defense.
He had nobody out there to block for him. It was kind of like a naked reception, if that makes any sense. There was no blocker with him.
And I think they have to. They're changing the way they do things because they're trying to get the ball out faster, because I just don't think anything has been able to develop downfield because the Bears defensively are getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he's having to scramble and all kinds of things. So they're just trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands to see what can happen.
Back deep, number 15 for the Bears, Drew Bomar.
That time for Bomar to take one to the house. Give us our 30-plus point lead.
Bears almost got in there again, but again, a pretty good punt by the Hornets. It's going to go all the way inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
Goodman's punt is down at the 28-yard line. Bears will take over first.
Again, the Bears get close on special teams a couple of different times tonight, but that punter just is cool, calm, and collected back there. He's about to get it blocked, and he boots it for 40 and 50 yards. So Bears offense back on the field, take over after a quick 3 and out for the Hornets offensively.
William Wright, good run.
He gets about half there, 5 yards or so on first down, maybe 6. I think they'll give him 6, so about second down, and well, they'll give him 5. I was right the first time.
Yeah, there you go.
At least I was right one of the times.
Yeah, there you go. Let's put it in the end zone here.
William Wright, the option left. Again, just going to keep it. Takes a couple of shots, but he falls forward for about 3, and that'll get him a 3rd down and 2. We've seen a lot of the option plays tonight.
Yeah, we have.
And Williams been on. He's kept a lot of those, which is seems to be the good decision there. That Hornet defense really pursuing the running back on the outside, and they're making William keep it. That's fine by us because he makes a pretty good decision about 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
3rd and 2, Jacoby Murray. He's going to fall forward, but he will get the first down. Needed 2, got 3.
Jacoby Murray off the left side. Brought down by Jordan Toney, but that's good enough for Bears. First down.
So first down Bears as this 3rd quarter just kind of ticking away as we approach the 5-minute mark. Nemo again. Still got about 3 there on first down.
Nehemiah High off the right side. Brought down by Wayne Thompson.
Thompson on the tackle there for that Hornet defense. Time going to go out wide. That's Drew Bomar. Gets a couple of blocks, but he's going to get chased out right around the 45, maybe the 46. So I think they'll give him about 3 there. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Right where the Bears like him here, 3rd down and manageable. And they're going to go out wide, and it's down on the ground.
Yeah, we put it on the ground. We fell on it, but we lost a couple out of it.
The play recovered by Nick Morgan.
And we're going to punt it again.
Back-to-back punts.
Down for the Bears.
So back-to-back punts there for the Bears.
Nick Morgan will be in punt formation.
So this time it'll be Nick Morgan. Last one was Colin McGinty. This time Nick Morgan will step back there and punt. We've seen both of them kind of punt on the year. Morgan, a beautiful punt.
Good punt. Good punt.
Down inside the 20, now rolls in the 15, all the way down to the 11. A beautiful punt by Nick Morgan.
Down by Connor White at the 11-yard line. The Hornets will take over. 1st and 10.
Little left footer.
That was a beautiful kick.
Well, God, we all know he's got strong legs. You know, the way he runs into people.
We've had some pretty good punters here over the over the years.
Marshall
as
Nichols
well.
now punting at UNLV and
UNLV.
starting. He's the starter. He's averaging about 42 a punt.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's been
He
solid.
and he committed to Mississippi State, right?
Yeah.
And he transferred.
And then that Mississippi State brought in a rugby kick punter type of guy. And, you know, Marshall Nichols is your basic drop back and kick it to the moon.
Okay. Transferred to UNLV.
Yeah.
The Running Rebels. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
First down from the 11. Gets about 3 up to the 14. The second half is a little more of what I was talking about with the weather, right?
Yeah.
Kind of that slow, rainy.
Marcus Tutt. 2-yard gain on the play.
Marcus Tutt again on the carry.
Tucker Martin.
Tucker Martin again in on the
Martin,
tackle.
there you go.
He's had a few big plays here tonight. The play action slant post
the
right
slant.
across the middle.
Good play. Good play.
All the way up to the 33. That's the 34. That's the first time they've ran that play. And again, that zone has been just handoff every time.
Sharp's pass is complete.
Not that anyone cares, but I'm a fan of the slant and the college level and the pro level and the high school level. If you can get off the line, it just seems to be such a consistent play. Simple, nothing complicated. Oh, did he get his? I hope he didn't get his head back.
And it's all about those linebackers, right? The slant. The slant is a very effective. It could be 4 or 5 yards. It can also turn into a 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I have seen that many times.
But it all depends on those linebackers.
Yeah.
Especially when you have that zone play action fake kind of in the backfield, makes it even worse. Got to play very disciplined on the defensive end. This time the quarterback keeps it, has a little bit of space, and he's going to get.
Oh, I'm going to have a flag there. Originally, he's about half yard shy of the first down, maybe a yard shy, but look like the flag was on the tackle. It looked like.
That's got to be against us. That's got to be against the Golden Bears that came in so late.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Call is targeting.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
So targeting.
I thought it was just a late hit, but
interesting. So that'll be 15 yards, and that's a pretty big one.
It sure is.
As it'll bring it all the way to the 42-yard line of the Bears. So that's a pretty big penalty there. So new set of downs here for the Hornets. 1st and 10 at the 42 of the Bears. And the quarterback's going to keep it again. They've had some success here tonight with that quarterback keeper, and he gets all the way down to the 32, right at that first down marker.
Jasir Ratliff on the carry, brought down by Drew Bomar.
And Ratliff again, it'll be another first down. Starting to get some reactions out of that play action quarterback keeper. We've ran a post, we've seen the zone, and now we've seen the quarterback keeper all from the same formation. This time they hand it off to the running back who has some space, breaks a couple of tackles inside the 15 and brought down at the 13-yard line. So on the 5th play of the drive plus a 15-yard penalty, you see a hurry-up offense now. This is what I thought we were going to see early on in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Now we stopped that one.
Nowhere to go that time. But this is what I thought. As we came in, we knew they were going to go spread. I just thought we were going to see a little bit faster. But they started to huddle up in the first quarter, and I looked at you. What is it?
Right,
we were all a little surprised. But so Phillip Vales on the tackle there.
There you go.
First time we've mentioned
Big
Phillip's name tonight. 2nd down and 10.
There we go. Wow.
Oh, and they don't get him down. They had him, and he escapes.
Now we got another man hurt. This is not what we're wanting to see.
And I can't see who that is.
I can't either.
Can't quite see who that is, but hopefully they are okay. Again, this is a second injury that we've kind of seen tonight in the second half when we said we need a clean second half. Let's get in, let's get out, let's go home, let's rest up, let's get healthy, and let's get ready for next week, the first round of the playoffs. This is not what we needed. I have a feeling, I don't care 1, 2, 3, 4 seed, it doesn't matter. We're gonna need to be healthy.
Yeah, I know. I get tired of walking in the hall and seeing these kids in boots. It's like, come on, man.
And we've seen elbow casts and arm casts. We've seen boots. We've seen
all that.
All of it.
There we go. I like to see him jogging.
That's Jacoby.
Oh wow, yeah, we do want to see him get up. Well, we want to see all of them get up, but we don't want to lose the offense and defense of Jacoby.
We don't want to lose the leading tackler and the leading rusher.
Right,
that would probably hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully he is okay. So 3rd down and around 9 yards now for the Hornets. Quarterback roll out to the right side. Has his guy in the back of the end zone. Broken up. And knocked away by that Bears secondary. Joey Holiday back there, of course he was, back there breaking it up.
KJ Pope's pass intended. Number 1, Derek Massey III falls incomplete.
Derek Massey III there, but falls, the wide receiver, but falls incomplete. Again, combination of a couple of guys back there in coverage. So 4th down now for the Bears defense, trying to keep this shutout in play as they lead 27-0 with 18 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. And that's going to be a false start on the Hornets. So, again, I think they went for it in the first half on 4th down here, and it was a false start then, too.
Yeah, yes, it was.
And now we have a false start again on 4th down. Make 4th down and 9 already difficult enough. Now it's going to be 4th down and 14.
4th and 14, I guess you'd say.
Again, 17 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter clock, but more importantly, that Bears defense wants a shutout.
Well, stop him here, and that'll help him.
4th and 14.
He's got all the time in the world.
He's going to go to the corner of the end zone, and the wide receiver falls down, and the Bears defense holds up.
Pass is incomplete. Bears will take over 1st and 10.
Wide receiver is down in the back corner of the end zone, so obviously hope that he is okay. He did just kind of fall down on his own, so I don't know if he maybe did something to a knee or something like that, but hopefully he is okay back there in the back corner. So nonetheless, the Bears defense holds up, and they'll have one more play here in the 3rd quarter. Again, score stays the same as halftime, 27-0. And so far in the second half, punt, 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 turnover on downs.
Kind of like ping pong on grass, right?
Punt, 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 turnover on downs so far here in the second half. Pace has slowed down just a little bit. As they finally get, I think it's Derek Massey III, who we've mentioned a couple of times for the Hornets. He is going to walk off on his own power down his sideline. So again, hopefully he is okay, as this Bears offense will take over here at the 17-yard line. So one play here in the third quarter. Right up the gut. And that should about do it here for the third quarter. Coach, 1 quarter left to go. Bears up 27-0. Again, one of those third quarters that's not a lot going on either side.
We don't need a lot to recap. You just recapped it perfect. Punt, 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 turnover on downs. That's the way I'm going to write it, too.
That's right. Sometimes the facts are the facts, right?
Yeah,
and that's the facts are the facts sometimes, and that is what's happened. So a couple of injuries here in the third quarter.
That's the concerning part.
And look, Jacoby looks okay.
Yeah.
Jacoby's still sitting on the bench. He looks okay. But obviously still worried about William Douglas.
Yeah, those underrated linemen.
Who we probably don't talk about enough, but they dominated the game against Stevenson last week.
They sure did.
And William Douglas, a big part of that. Big part of that.
Introduce our varsity cheerleaders. Sumner Copeland, Caroline Hayes, Shaw Patton, Grayson Roberts, Haven Simons, Ava Windley.
Now the senior cheerleaders getting honored here as their senior night as well.
Anna Agin, Ansley Coleman.
Got to introduce the drum line and got to introduce
Ann Callis, Sage
the football players at halftime. And
Holly Hahn and Margot Venchulette captains.
the Bears start the fourth quarter here, 2nd down and 10. There's Nemo again getting all the way up to the 24, maybe even the 25. So he'll get about 8 yards there on 2nd down, which has kind of been what Nemo's done the whole night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Nemo's
6 to 8 yards. That's where he's kind of lived tonight.
He's so quick. He gets in that hole. He doesn't need you get a little bit of hole for him, and he's quick enough to get through it.
He's tiny, but he's mighty, right? He's little, but he has those big old legs, and he's fast. A really good runner here for the Bears. So 3rd and short.
That'll do it.
And up the middle they go for the first down. Needed 2, got 3. The Bears would love nothing more than to go nice and slow, about an 8-minute drive here.
Yeah.
Take away most of this fourth quarter. And head home and get healthy, because we got a playoff game in 4A football next Friday night.
There you go.
William Wright will hand that one off again. This time nowhere to go
Nehemiah High on the carry.
for Nemo.
Brought down by Chris Booker.
There's William Douglas. He's got his right shoe off, but he is moving not that bad. Not good enough to go back out on the field, but he's ambulatory. He's going to throw it. No, he's not. Good move.
Made something out of nothing. There is a penalty in the secondary, a penalty flag down on the field in the secondary.
Yes, there is.
And William Wright made a couple of guys miss.
Oh, it's holding on the defense.
So we'll take that.
That's an automatic first down.
Preliminary call is holding on the defense.
We will take that one. They'll walk that off.
Eventually.
Maybe.
Well, there's the official call. It was holding. Okay, we got it. And here we go. That's going to put us out at their 41.
So automatic. So first down there for the Bears.
First and 10 at their 41-yard line.
There you go.
That clock will start moving as we approach the 10-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. What was an exciting first half for the Bears has kind of been a lull here for everybody here in the second.
The place got quieter, if that's possible. Quick pitch left.
And that's Drew Bomar.
Yeah, look at him.
And
Look at Drew Bomar.
There's going to be a penalty marker on the Bears. That one will be coming back.
Drew Bomar on the carry. Good enough for a Bears first down. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Call is holding.
And it's going to be holding, and that was right in the spot for holding.
Going to bring it back to the 30.
That was a pretty big run there by Drew Bomar. But that'll be negated. So the holding penalty that the Bears just got,
we gave it back.
We gave it right back. And it'll be first down and a long way. Officially say 21. So first and 21 at the 29-yard line. And they're going to pitch it out wide once again. I believe that's Drew Bomar once again, and he'll get a couple before he is stopped.
He had to run patiently, but nothing ever opened up.
Drew Bomar on the carry.
You get about 3 there on first down. So that'll bring up second and 18.
Sean Wooden, the Hornets.
Nine minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. William Wright's going to drop back and pass. He has Zach Jackson kind of open on that out route, but ball gets tipped. So now third down
for the Bears.
And around 18. So they had Zach.
He sure did.
They had Zach
at about the 38.
And Zach's tough to guard because he runs that out route so well, but then he also can burn you down the sideline.
Yeah.
So if you're a cornerback in that one-on-one coverage, makes it very difficult to know kind of when to break. But third down and 18. Going to throw it again.
Oh,
and
wow.
Zach's going to get tackled.
There's penalty flag. I've never seen so many penalty flags.
Flooded in yellow there as Zach kind of got tackled at the 45.
Yeah, the field just turned yellow.
That was right in front of the bench. And Zach kind of put an inside-out move. It looked like he was going to run a post, and then he kind of put his foot in the ground and went back outside. It was a timing route.
Yeah.
And he got tackled as he was going back out towards the sideline. And that's where the penalty came in.
As one PA guy said, yellow hosiery soils our beautiful field. I thought there was 4 flags flew right there.
Yeah, that was.
Check that'll be third down for the Bears.
Oh, it's still third.
So it was a 15-yard penalty as pass interference, and it was third and 18.
That's right. Okay,
so
but now third and manageable.
Third and 3.5 or so. They're going to say third and 4, so third and 3.5, third and 4. So much more manageable now for the Bears, with 8:42 on the fourth quarter clock. And off right up the middle.
Very close.
And was that Nehemiah? I think it was Nehemiah High.
Just short.
So about a half a yard short.
Here comes Jacoby.
And I think they're going to go.
I think they're going to go for it.
I think they're going to go for it. I don't know if you want to kind of get cute with this. I think you just turn around and hand it to your your big old back and see if he can get a yard.
Yeah, it looks like where we're sitting, a yard or less even.
As they give it to Jacoby.
He got it.
He needed about a yard, and he got about 2.
That should keep the chains moving.
Man down.
Oh, crap. That's one of theirs.
Looks like it is a Hornet. And there's that big defensive tackle there. He's down right at the bottom of where that tackle happened. Again, those are 2 pretty big men colliding, Jacoby Murray and.
Yeah, that's a
collision for sure. That does temporarily stop the clock at 7:56.
Freight train hits a Greyhound bus.
That was. And you couldn't quite see who was at the bottom there, but obviously we want to make sure that he is okay.
They're pulling him up. Yeah, he's jogging off. Always good to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely good to see. So the Bears will go back out on the field here again on 8th play of the drive. No rush. Again, taking their time. First, they came back from a 1st and 21 and a 3rd and 18 to pick up the first down on 4th down.
Yeah, a little pass interference helped.
And William Wright will keep that one over the right tackle. This time the defense ready for it.
William Wright on the carry. Brought down by
Gets about a yard.
Yep.
Hornets.
Second down and 9. Williams going to throw it, has his guy in the middle of the field, and it's caught inside the 20.
Who was that, Jackson Phoenix or?
85, I think. I think he has a cramp in that left leg. I think that was Jackson Phoenix. I can't quite. Yep, I couldn't see if it was 85 or 89, and I think it was Jackson Phoenix. Down inside the 20 on a beautiful throw again by William Wright, and an even better catch there by Jackson Phoenix. And Jackson, as soon as he hit the ground, he absolutely pointed to that left leg. And he did point like it was a cramp, so they kind of stretched him out a little bit, and I think that's one of those ones where you can kind of walk it off. Look, he raises his hands, and loves that he caught that one up the seam as he's walking off the field.
Yeah, he's not walking very athletically. Normally.
It's good to see him.
I think he's having a good time.
Yeah, you could see he was pretty happy that he caught that one. And it looked like actually that a defender for the Hornets was down as well. They were kind of both, the tackler was down in the exact same spot as Jackson Phoenix was. So a big play there by William Wright as we're now, again, under 7 minutes on the fourth quarter clock. Bears threatening in the red zone. And they'll hand that one right up the middle.
Nehemiah high on the carry.
So Nehemiah, again, just gets those tough yards, man.
Yeah.
He just always seems to get tackled hard.
Yeah.
He just always gets those tough yards.
Brought down by number 6, Wayne Thompson.
And again, the Bears will walk to the sideline, get the play, nice and slow and steady back to the field, and let that 30 seconds that play clock just kind of tick away.
If we score, the clock should keep ticking. It'll be more than a 30-point lead. There's a
William Wright fade to the back of the end zone. It's caught, but out of bounds.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was a very good catch.
Caught by William Glon out of bounds.
William Glon.
Yeah. He caught some key passes for the JV this year, including the game winner one week. And he's a good little receiver. He's only a sophomore.
Again, you can see. I mean, you can tell he's built like a receiver. Long body, long arms, long
tall,
legs. Yeah,
absolutely. So you'll hear his name the next couple years, as we already did this year in JV play.
And it was a good fade route. He's got really long legs, just a big old body wide receiver out there. And Williams just going to keep it himself. He will go to the middle of the field, in between the hashes, and get taken down right around the 10-yard line, so it'll be 4th down.
Tony. Going to bring up the 4th down. Graham Forgy on field goal attempt.
So William kept that one right in the middle of the field to set it up for Graham Forgy's field goal attempt.
Which will be 26 yards. Right in front of the goal, as you said.
Bomar, the holder. Snap is good. Hold looked good. A powerful kick by Graham Forgy, but it goes wide right. And that'll be no good. So Hapeville Charter will take over on downs at the 20-yard line. And this Bears defense, we'll see if they have one more stop in them.
Okay, we got it.
Looks like the clock is ticking, and it shouldn't. I don't think it should be ticking here. It's just continuously running. I think about 15 seconds ran off the clock.
Clock keeper's ready to go home is the problem. It's November. We're outside. It's nighttime.
Well, I don't know if it'll get better next Friday. We'll have to see.
Probably not.
I think we'll be right back in this same position 6 days from now. So.
Yeah, I think so. All right, let's play.
So they reset the clock all the way to 5 minutes and 5 seconds. So they put about 30 seconds back on the clock. And an absolute cannon, but it goes right to Zach Jackson. And he's going to try to return one, and he's just going to go down at the 39-yard line.
4th interception in 2 games.
So Zach Jackson just an eye for the ball here. As you said, Coach, his 4th interception in the last two games to end regional play. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. And then he had his 2 TD receptions last week. He's coming like our Deion Sanders.
Hey.
If the ball goes up, it's Zach's.
You would think these teams turn on some film and say, you know what? I don't think I'm going to throw towards that guy.
Yeah. So now we can hopefully just move the chains. There you go. Let Nemo gain about 6.
There it is.
Wow.
Look at Nehemiah High.
He just moved the pile 7 yards.
All the way inside the 30.
He gained a little
Nehemiah High on the carry.
1st down.
Gained 11 yards. Big run there by Nehemiah High. So again, 4.5 minutes now and counting.
Second half hasn't been one for the statistical record books.
For a numbers guy, I don't know if I like it too much, Coach. We did get an interception though, so that counts for something.
Yeah, that was good.
That counts for something.
Jamie Savula on the carry.
Ah, Savula.
So Jamie Savula in getting some PT here in the fourth quarter. Again, Bears fans, that is your quarterback of the future.
I was about to say that. He threw it on a fake punt the other night to Zach Jackson.
That was Southwest DeKalb, right?
Southwest DeKalb.
Yep, Southwest DeKalb.
Yeah, he can quarterback. Connor White can quarterback. Connor's only a junior.
So
I think Jamie's a sophomore, I believe.
And we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if Connor's the starting quarterback next year. Jamie on the depth chart is the backup quarterback. So
okay.
That'll be somewhat maybe interesting next year. See if it's Connor White or Jamie Savula. You want Connor White to kind of be running the ball a little bit too. So it'll be interesting to see who the starting quarterback is going into next season. But we got a lot of football this season left because we got a game next week. Again, first round of the playoffs next Friday night here on the Golden Bear Network.
He's got a home.
Again, Jamie Savula on the carry.
Jamie Savula off the left side.
Gain of 7. And that beautiful clock is running.
Davis. The first down, 4th and 1.
We're kicking a field goal again. We are trying a 37-yard field goal.
So 4th down and 1. Graham Forgey's kick. This time he hooks it a little left, and that one's going to go through the uprights as Graham Forgey gets that one to go.
With 2:27 left in the game, the Bears 30, the Hornets 0.
So technically the clock should be running now. It's a 30-point lead in the fourth quarter. And if I were down there in Marshall's shoes, I'd be letting that referee know that.
Just give him a little nudge, right? Give him a little elbow.
Isn't the rule 30 points?
Elbow right into the ribs.
Yeah.
Come on now. 2:27 left in the fourth quarter. Bears up 30-0, and they will be region champs in 2022. Again, what a comeback! Kind of the season looked a little rough early on. Yeah. I mean, through 3-4 games, it was one of those. Right? We're not exactly sure what's going on here. And traveled to Nashville.
Played a good team.
Played a really good team.
Ensworth,
a really good team. Went to South Carolina, came back with a big victory there. In the Episcopal Bowl, I believe, is what they call it, right? The Episcopal Bowl, and played Pace to start the year and lost a heartbreak at Baker on a field goal with no time remaining.
Oh, yeah.
And then Westminster was a 15-14 loss on the road, and we're like, man, this is tough. What is going on here? And then all of a sudden, four in a row now to end the season, all region games. And the Bears stand at the top at the end as region champs. So new classification, new region, new opponents. A lot of talk of who's going to.
A lot of unknowns.
That's right. And the Bears will finish 4-1 in region play and 7-3 overall going into the first round of the playoffs. And again, the Bears will be the 1 seed.
Oh, come on.
And a timeout by the Bears. So the Bears, again, the Bears will be the 1 seed going into the playoffs next week. And again, they will play as the standings that I see it, according to GHSA.net, which is Georgia High School Sports America.net. We will play Region 5 in the playoffs. Stockbridge is 7-0, Lovett is 6-1, Pace is 5-2, and Hampton is 4-3. They're the 4 that will make the playoffs. In Region 6, Holy Innocents is 4-1, Stevenson is 4-1. Holy Innocents, of course, with the tiebreaker after the big win last week. Westminster is the 3 seed, and Hapeville will be 2-3, and I'll have to check if Hapeville beat Miller Grove in the regular season because they'll both be 2-3 in the. They'll both be 2-3 in the conference. But either way, the Bears looks like will host Hampton next week. And again, Hampton has the same overall record as us, 7-3, but they finished 4th in the region. So 4th in the region. So should be an interesting matchup next week, to say the least, between what we think is Hampton against our Bears. Run off the right side. And that's going to be unnecessary roughness on the offense. And he kind of threw one of our defenders down late, kind of after the play, and was unnecessary. And that'll cost him 15 yards. And those are things that can potentially cause injuries late in a game. I know we have some backups in for sure, but nonetheless, you don't want to see that just in case. That wind starts to pick up a little bit. Hopefully we have as good a weather next week. Not too cold. Enough to put a jacket on, but not too cold. So 2 minutes, 12 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, and it is second down and a long way to go. Looks like third down and 20.
Let's go.
Not sure what the holdup is there, but nonetheless, that'll start the clock. Jefferson's going to throw it deep across the middle. Had some guys there, but a bunch of Bear defenders there as well. It does stop the clock on fourth down. So fourth down and 20. It'll be punt formation here. For the Hornets. And a good senior night for a lot of these seniors. And William Wright and a lot of the offensive line, of course. We want to make sure. I know there was a couple of injuries there in the second half. We want to make sure that they are okay and good for next week.
Another pretty good punt.
That's right. Nobody. That's right. Drew was back there, but absolutely nobody going to go near that one. It'll go all the way down to the 39-yard line.
And this should be our second, third string.
Should be able to run a few plays here and almost knock out the whole rest of this clock. Right up the middle, not a lot of space, but falls forward for a couple of yards. Gets 2 there on first down. So again, pretty good victory here for the Bears in the regular season finale, which is Friday Night Lights under Saturday, but a little different.
Yeah.
But the Bears came out ready to.
Oh, they sure did.
Ready to play, and they were completely 100% focused tonight.
20 first quarter points. 20 first quarter points.
3 interceptions, I believe. Correct.
Yeah,
Two by
because Joey Holiday had one
Joey
as well.
Holiday and Zach had 2.
William Warright threw it well when he threw it. Not that he had to throw it that much.
Jacoby Murray with a couple of short touchdown runs. Number 12 and 13 on the year.
Bomar with a long touchdown run.
A couple of big kick-out blocks. And
yeah, now we're going into let's get out of here formation.
And that'll just about do it. The Bears get a giant victory here.
I'm going to head on down. Enjoyed it, Coach. Enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. See you next week. Coach Dunn's going to head down for his story, and we are going to finish this broadcast. But the Bears are absolutely going to celebrate tonight with a big senior night victory, 30-0 over Hapeville Charter. And we will be back next week for the first round of the playoffs here on the Golden Bear Network. For Coach Dunn, I am Nathan Griotti. We will see you all next week.